So where are we on the timer, D? Yeah, we're good. Check. We're good. welcome you to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Tonight, video production presents exciting girls high school basketball. It's 0-10 Capital against the 4-5 Beckley Lady Flying Eagles, being presented by Little General Stores. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, and partner, first of all, wish you happy birthday and glad to have you back with me. I know that you and I worked, I guess, a couple of games earlier or one day last week, but we're missing you most of the week in the New River CTC Invitational, but glad to have you back, and we're ready to start this week with exciting girls basketball between Capital and Beckley. Well, Eric, I know all these games run together. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, I've done 17 games in 2 weeks, and I know that I worked a couple games with you. I really couldn't remember which games I did with you because I've done so many. That's right. We had Richwood and Liberty, too, right? That's right. Well, before we dive into tonight's game, one other thing of business I mentioned. Happy birthday, partner. It's a good thing, right? As you know, I just had a birthday in August, and I'm a little older. I can look in my rearview mirror and see you kind of sneaking up behind me. Oh, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to switch over to basketball. Beckley 4-5 against 0-10 Capital. And the question is, Eric, people want to know, Capital, which beat Beckley in the co-regional a year ago and made the state tournament, and they've got an outstanding coach in Michael Cunningham. How in the world are they 0-10? The one thing with this Capital team at 0-10, and not just not winning a game and losing 10, they have really struggled to score. In their 10 games, they've only scored 30 or more points 1 out of the 10 games. And speaking of Beckley, they entered the game one game under 500, 4-5. They've lost 4 of their last 5, but boy, they've played really stiff competition. In fact, the fact they went 0-2 in last week's New River Community and Technical College tournament, but I think everybody that saw the Huntington game, and I did the game, Beckley had the ball up 7 in the final 2.5 minutes, and kind of, I would say, I'm going to not take anything away from Huntington, but I think Beckley lost it more than Huntington won it. And the one thing, I got the box score from the Wheeling Park game, and you're right, as I look, as you were talking, the box score, you're right, Beckley played them tough, but then Beckley had a hard time taking care of the ball. They turned the ball over too much. But the one thing that has been steady is Beckley's leading scorer, Abby Dillon, got 17 in the loss to Wheeling Park, and she's averaging right around 18, 19 points. So she has been steady throughout the course of the season. Also for Beckley, their second leading scorer, Josie Cross, right around 13-14 a game. She dipped a little bit in the Wheeling Park game at 7, but another girl, and I think that Coach Neighbors has found in the freshman, Donya Burton. Donya Burton stepped up with 12 against Wheeling Park. But, Eric, I don't think it's so much of what she does on the offensive end, but her overall play. In fact, Donya Burton might be the best athlete on the Beckley basketball team.
Well, let me touch on the first subject that you discussed, and I'm going to tell you, Josie Cross in that Huntington game, she was dominant in the post. She was a tough defend and down low, and Huntington's a good defensive team, and I think she really peaked, and she needs to grow off of that performance right there, because that's what they're going to need is Josie to really finish around the rim. She's always a double waiting to happen. She rebounds well, and she blocks shots well, and she just needs to get some shots to fall early. And you hit it right on the head with Donya Burton. I like her upside, Maris, is going to be tremendous. She still needs to develop that basketball IQ, because right now she's playing just a little too fast for, her mind is probably racing and, needs to settle that down. But once that all comes together and everybody says the game slows down, and I think it can happen this season, the more games that she gets under her belt.
Well, Capital got here a little late, so the game is starting a little late. That's why the ball's not in the air and we're not playing right now. We're going to go ahead and take our first break here at the Beckley Auto Mall pregame show. Come back and we'll get you ready. We're about 15 minutes away from starting this game between Beckley 4-5 playing host to Capital 0-10 in this girls game. You're watching live streaming coverage of girls basketball here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Hi, I'm Bo.
And I'm Chris.
And we are the guys to call for windows, siding, and doors.
You know why?
Sure I do. Because of Window World at Beckley, we install energy-efficient windows, siding, and doors to homeowners all throughout southern West Virginia.
We'll give you our promise: superior products, professionally installed at a guaranteed low price.
We make financing easy with our no interest for 18 months.
Don't wait. There's no better time like the present.
Call us at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. At this time, we want to thank one of our streaming partners, Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Also, we want to take the time to thank Leisure Lanes on board in this new year. And Eric, may I say that your lovely wife Regina, we had a birthday party / New Year's Eve party at Leisure Lanes, and I'll tell you, Leisure Lanes is right down my alley.
Right down your alley for sure, and that was a great time. Had a chance to bowl, watch the bowl game while we were bowling, watch Ohio State lose a tough one to Georgia. And that propelled Georgia to the big win last night, but we won't even talk about that sorry game.
But how about the great time we had at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley?
It was a great time. Leisure Lanes, that's our 3rd time doing that, and I think that's going to be an annual event for us.
Yeah, you can check them out at www.leisurelaneswv.com. Well, Eric, both teams going through the warm-ups. For whatever reason, Capital was late So the game is going to start a little late. So if you're just tuning in and expecting to see live play-by-play, we're still probably about another 10 minutes away from getting the game started. But, Eric, this is a big week for Beckley as the Lady Flying Eagles not only get set to take on Capital here tonight, but they'll have perhaps their biggest rival, and I think I'm safe in saying their biggest rival in here on Friday, which you and I'll have when the governor of the great state of West Virginia, Jim Justice, brings his Greenbrier East Lady Spartans here. Whenever you get Beckley and Greenbrier East, and I think no matter what sporting event it is, I think it brings out the best of the athletes who are participating.
Yeah, anytime that they show up in Beckley or Beckley crosses over into Greenbrier County, it brings out the best in both programs, and you're going to get everyone's A game, everyone's A effort, and it's going to be loads of fun to sit and watch and call.
So with that said, let me ask you about this. And Ryan Neighbors I had a chance to speak to the Beckley coach before he got here. Obviously didn't have a chance to talk to Michael Cunningham, who I know real well, the Capital coach, because he got here late and we were already on the air. But here's the thing that Brian Neighbors told me. He said, you got to take them as they come on your schedule. And the one thing, and I'll let you elaborate on this, Eric, is the biggest thing that I think Coach Neighbors, that don't look at just Capital's record, the fact they're 0-2, and no, you got Greenbrier East on Friday. You can't look past Capital tonight looking ahead to Friday night.
No, exactly right. And the thing that I know the coaching staff from Beckley will not do is it absolutely not look over any opponent, because what they're starting out is 0-2 in the month of January in this new year. So they need to get the ball rolling tonight, so to speak, and get some shots to fall and try to get a win against this Capital squad, no matter what their record. And then tomorrow you start focusing on Greenbrier East Spartans.
And on the flip side, if you're Capital, Michael Cunningham, the fact they are 0-10, forget about your record. Here's a chance just to go out and play. Forget about what's already happened. Nothing you can do about that. It's what's in front of you, and Beckley in front of Capital here tonight.
Yeah, and that's the key. He's probably told his young ladies as well that, look, forget the 0-10 start. We're going moving forward. Let's try to get it. Let's try to win a quarter. Let's try to win another quarter. And after you start doing that, you string some good quarters together, and you might end up winning a game.
So we think we're going to have a pretty decent game, despite that both teams are below 500. Beckley at 4-5 and Capital at 0-10. We'll take another break here on the Beckley Auto Mall pregame show. Come back, get you ready for the tip. We're about 6-7 minutes away from starting the game as we're streaming live here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
My man.
And we welcome you back to Woodrow Wilson High School. The Beckley Lady Flying Eagles get ready to take on Capital. Capital 0-10, Beckley 4-5. Capital got here a little late, so that's why we haven't started yet. But, Eric, before we get ready to dive into this girls' game, got an update. The Beckley boys team are on the road at Capital, and that's kind of odd. And I had a chance to talk to the athletic director, and I think in the future they're going to try to get away from this where the boys and girls are playing on the same night or playing the same team, because I know a lot of fans that support the girls team also want to support the boys team. And also in the case of Abby Dillon and her brother Kobe Dillon with their parents, Kobe, of course, playing for the boys team, and the father, Eric, down in Charleston watching him, while Lauren, the mom, here in Beckley. But I'm sure that Eric will have us dialed in at video production. Anyway, by the way, where I'm going with this, at halftime, Beckley's in front of Capital 30-24.
Yeah, and just to touch on that a little bit with Beckley, just as this girls team, Beckley had a couple of tough losses, hard-fought losses. But, Beckley, either program, they don't have moral victories, so to speak. They expect their teams to win, and I think any kind of win, if you can get on the road at Capital, regardless of their record, will maybe jolt that Beckley men's team to better success here in January.
Well, Eric, I'll say this, and I think you're going to agree with what I'm getting ready to say. As far as the Beckley boys team is concerned and the girls team is, whatever their record is, whether they're under 500, at 500, or 2 or 3 games, or whatever it is above 500, when the postseason comes, I think both boys and girls will have a good chance of making it to Charleston, regardless of what their record is.
Yeah, and that's what you shoot for, and that's what you strive for. We've touched on that. That's the beauty of basketball, the way it's set up, because now not only do you have a chance if you get to your regional final, you have 2 chances to make it to Charleston, not just one. And that's something that you can build your program around. Like, listen, no matter what, once we get to sectionals, hey, let's get that first game. Let's get the sectional championship, then to the regional. Once you get there, anything can happen.
And here's another thing, Eric. I think as far as the boys team is concerned, where I think we need and will see growth, that the fact that Beckley had 7 straight home games, which they went 3-4, that's never happened before, and that was because of one of the scheduling issues that they had and why they ended up with 7. But where I'm going with this, with 21 games now, third of the way, the majority of their games will be on the road. And I think with only having 1 senior and having a very young team where a lot of freshmen play on the boys team, I think that's where you really grow up, when you play the quality teams you're going to play on the road.
Yeah, and that was beneficial being home early, but you play a lot different in your home confine, in the friendly confines of your stadium, no matter what. And you need those young kids need to get out of Beckley. They need to see tough environments where the fans are not pro them, they're against them. So I'm looking forward to seeing all these young teams grow up.
Well, Eric, I've always believed on any level, whether you're talking about the high school level, the college level, or the NBA level, there's 2 personalities, one at home and one on the road. Beckley makes her way back out on the floor. Capital's still there. We'll take our final pregame break, come back, get you ready for Capital 0-10, Beckley 4-5, streaming it here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Motley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Motley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Motley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Motley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to the gymnasium on the campus of Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, Dee Pennington producing and directing, and the executive director and producer, Mr. Butch Mounts, is on camera. But since Capital got here, and we've just now been handed their starting lineup as we're getting ready to have the playing of the national anthem, we'll have that, and then the introductions of the players, as here is the national anthem. There you have the playing of the national anthem. And Eric, as we get ready to have the introduction of the players, I know when we first came on, we were informed that maybe your mic was going in and out, so I'm not sure if everybody heard me say or your response. But once again, if you're hearing it for the second time, that's okay. Once again, happy birthday. Working on your birthday, and we appreciate you doing that, and missed you. I know we didn't work together some of the games because you had other things going on last week. Glad to have you back, and happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Don't worry, I had a great celebration of my birthday last night. My mother-in-law made one of my favorite dishes and spaghetti, so I've already prepared for today because I'm doing what I love to do right here, and it's fun watching these young ladies and covering the game.
And also when you get to do it with me, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right,
people don't know. We have a bond. We love doing it,
That's
man.
right. All right, Capital being introduced, and let's see. Puffer there's, let's see, it'll be Frith, Puffer, Dunlap, Foy, and Davis for Capital. That'll be the 5 for the Lady Cougars. 0-10 under Coach Cunningham. And now for the Lady Flying Eagles, let's see how they will go. They've been going Creasy Cross. They went Creasy Cross, Belcher, Dillon, and Burton on Saturday. Let's see if they continue to do that. Here's Creasy, Letitia Creasy. And let's see who else we got here. Josie Cross. And Maddie Belcher. They welcomed her back after missing 7 games, and this is her 3rd game back. And, of course, Abby Dillon, the team's leading scorer. And then rounding out the starting 5, Danya Burton. So, Eric, we're better late than never. We're about 35 minutes or so, actually maybe 25 minutes, I guess, away from starting, but we think even though both teams, as we mentioned, are under 500, we think we're in for a good game.
Yeah, and both teams just, with Capital being on the road, coming in a little late, see if they might have a little bus lag. You know, it's just once you're thrown off your routine like that, it may take them a while to get, sorted into sorts in the offensive flow.
So Shalina Dunlap will be in the center circle for Capital. Beckley getting their final instructions under Coach Brian Neighbors, and it's usually Josie Cross that will jump for the Lady Flying Eagles. Well, like I said, better late than never. See the principal of Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School in the building here tonight, Mr. Ryan Stafford. And we are ready to go. It is Josie Cross. It'll be Cross jumping against Dunlap. Beckley in white, trimmed in maroon. Capital in the royal blue. Capital controls the tip, and we're underway. And Capital turns it over on the first possession. And here's Abby Dillon on the drive and has her shot rejected, but she does draw the foul, and Abby Dillon will get to the line to shoot a pair.
And a good start for Abby. I think this is what's helped her a little bit more this year. Not worried about getting that shot, the shot blocked and getting to the free throw line where she's been probably Beckley's best free throw shooter.
So Abby Dillon will shoot a pair. In the loss to Wheeling Park on Saturday, she was 3 of 4 as she makes that and gives Beckley the first point of the ball game. Second free throw on its way. Looks good and nothing but net. So Abby Dillon gets them both, and Beckley will go with full court pressure. Make it really tough for Capital. And Capital, as we said on top, Eric, they've really struggled. They've only scored 30 or more points in 1 of their 10 games. As a quick timeout. And let's see if it's a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, so that was a good timeout because that was about to be a 10-second violation.
We'll keep it here and tell you about the good fine folks at Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Indoor Air, you're a man, a dealer. And I had Indoor Air do some work for me, and they did an outstanding job.
Yeah, and I know they probably had to work overtime the weekend of Christmas. Remember how cold it got, and I'm sure Indoor Air got a lot of calls from its customers to come out and service their heating and cooling system.
So out of the timeout, Capital will put the ball in play right here in front of us, and not even 20 seconds into the game, and Capital burns one of their timeouts. Ball goes to Lyons in the backcourt. Beckley will come out and play man-to-man. Lyons gives it to Frith. Dillon on her. Ball comes over now to Puffer. And
it's going to be Beckley ball.
Ball's knocked out of bounds, and you're on it.
2 possessions and 2 turnovers, and not to kind of start, excuse me, if you Capital on the road.
So Capital's going to play zone. And, here's one thing I've noticed, too, Eric, in the last 3 games we've done at the Beckley girls. A lot of teams are starting to zone Beckley, and I know that gave Beckley fits in some of their previous games.
Yeah, but this is what they have to do, right? Attack it in the middle and get Josie going.
Josie Cross, left of the lane, rattles it in. So back up the floor comes Capital. Perhaps Creasy got away, perhaps with a little bump. Okay, as they get the ball inside, and it's stolen by Josie Cross.
Turnover number 3.
Beckley on the move. Cross down the lane, off the glass, not there. Battle for the rebound, and Donya Burton comes out of there with it. Maddie Belcher to the corner to Cross. Cross on the drive. Nice ball movement. Dillon open for 3. Back ironed it. Beckley did everything right. Dillon had a good look, and she just missed the shot as we got a travel on Capital. 4 turnovers already.
4 turnovers, and Maris, you're exactly right. That last possession, Beckley was not able to capitalize. Excuse the term.
Capitalize on Capital.
on Capital with that great drive and dish by Josie, a skip pass, and drew the defense. And Abby was just not able to knock it down.
And, even the great shooters, the Larry Birds, sometimes you're open. You don't make them all. As the Beckley works it around the horn, trying to find an opening in the zone. Creasy with it, finds Josie Cross, 15-footer. And I think she was going to pass. I think she probably should have shot that one. And it was a pass, and Capital gets the steal. Here's a 3-ball straight away. Back iron no good. That 3 put up by Puffer. And back the other way, here comes Cross with it. Abby Dillon now, down low to Josie Cross. Back out, around the horn they go. Maddie Belcher, nice entry pass to Burton. Burton, a little short shot, needs a roll and got it. Nice pass by Maddie Belcher. and Burton with a little soft touch on the baseline.
Yeah, and Danya Burton did a good job of getting into the defender and getting up in easy basket.
Capital turns it over. Burton down the lane, and she'll draw the foul. Nice defense by Beckley. They got the ball up the floor. Burton attacking the basket, and she'll get to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, and that foul was going to be whistled on Shalina Dunlap. That will be her first and team second. And this is one area that Burton is going to have to grow at a fast pace, because she's going to get fouled a lot, and she needs to be able to knock down free throws.
Well, in the game against Wheeling Park, and I didn't want to jinx her, she was 4 of 4. Now she's made her last 5 free throws, and I hope that doesn't jinx her.
So you know what's coming next then.
Right. Well, but you're right, Eric. The way that Burton plays, the way she slashes and gets to the basket, she is going to draw a lot of fouls, but she's shooting the ball much better from the line now than she did earlier in the year.
Well, a lot of it's slowing down that mind. I keep saying a mind is, and that's a good-looking shot as she gets the roll there.
Got them both.
Your mind plays a lot. A lot of stuff is mental when it comes to shooting.
Yeah, it must be mental. That's why I could shoot pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Capital throws it away. Yeah, the Capital's only attempted one shot in this game.
They've had 6 possessions, 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
And that's a recipe for disaster.
Well, it's easy to see now why they're 0-10 and why they haven't been able to score, why they've been held to under 30 points in 9 of their 10 games. Nice pass. Burton missed the short shot. That was a great pass by Josie
Just
Cross.
rushed it. Good high-low. And they were
Dillon for 3 and a splashdown. Abby Dillon rings the bell from downtown.
And Abby's has a quick 5 in the quarter, and this is the start that Coach Neighbors wanted to get.
Here's a little shot in the lane of Beckley foul, and that's going to get going to get Davis to the line. We'll see who they call the Beckley foul on. Might have been Josie Cross. I couldn't quite see. But nevertheless.
Yes, they actually put the player up.
And actually,
Dillon.
Abby Dillon, as the free throw is no good.
Let's see, Coach Neighbors is preaching box out. A lost start in today's game.
And 1 of 2 free throws made, and Capital's on the board. That breaks an 11-0 run for Beckley to start the game. Here's Abby Dillon with it. Creasy with it now. They find Burton. Nice pass to Josie Cross. Finish right of the lane off the glass. Josie Cross scores.
Got to love that interior passing right now by Cross and Burton.
Yeah, when we get a minute, I got an update on Sarah Hopkins. Had a nice conversation with Sarah on Friday. Sarah Hopkins, again, talked to her before the game here tonight. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Dillon with a nice pass. Josie Cross couldn't get the shot to go. Battle for the rebound, and Capital comes out of there with it.
Yeah, that time Josie was sandwiched in between 2 defenders. I think Abby may have been better off shooting that ball, because I thought Cross was getting to rebound position.
Right, I agree with you. Foy into the ball game. As they bring the ball out to Puffer. Maddie Belcher on her. Now Dillon picks her up. Puffer puts up a short shot, and it's rejected.
That was a good block by Burton to help coming from the weak side to challenge that shot.
And the Tasmanian Devil checks into the game, and that's what they call my Wooten. And I got to tell you, partner, what I was doing this morning, I was watching cartoons, and when I seen the Tasmanian Devil, it reminded me of my Wooten.
Yeah, and the reason they call her that is because she's a whirlwind. She brings a lot of defensive energy with her and Burton on the court.
Here's Burton leading the break, coast to coast, off the glass, up and in.
Hey, I think Burton might be growing up before our eyes there.
Well, the one thing about it, her raw, natural abilities, Capital turns it over. That's one thing you can't teach, that raw, natural, athletic ability that she has.
That's just the, getting to the rim, just out in the open court. And that's one thing that Coach Neighbors told me in the preseason. What he said about Danya Burton is, he says, I'm going to tell you, she is fast like Randy Moss was on the basketball court. And if anybody remembers how Randy Moss used to run the floor and shoot layups and dunk, it was a beautiful thing to watch.
So here's Beckley with it. They skip the ball around to Wooten, down to Burton in the low post. Burton into the lane, puts up the short shot. Not there, got her own rebound. It's rejected. Nice defensive play by Capital. And that was Foy with the rejection, and back the other way is Puffer with it for the Capital Cougars. I also had a chance to talk to former Lady Flying Eagle Olivia Zakowski, as there's a Beckley foul reach in. Olivia Zakowski now playing at Marshall, and had an opportunity. I saw her at the game Friday night and had a nice conversation with Olivia Zakowski, wish her the best of luck playing for the Thundering Herd. And like I mentioned, I talked to Sarah Hopkins. Sarah Hopkins has an MRI scheduled at the end of January, so she's definitely going to be out the entire month of January, and she hopes it's not a tear of the other leg of the MCL in which she tore prior to the Capital Regional game last year.
Yeah, that would be tough because Sarah was able to come back, in good fashion from that injury. We added up 7 months?
Yeah, and she has been and would have been, had she been able, if she can come back, would be a really big part of what Beckley's trying to do and where they're trying to get. As that shot is by Frith is too strong, but she gets her own rebound. They get the ball now into the low post to Foy. Foy up into the lane, little short shot up and in. So Foy able to hit from about 5 feet in the center of the lane. Here's Dillon to Creasy around the horn. Beckley looking at that zone. They find Josie Cross right down the lane, and she'll draw the foul. That's a nice play by Josie Cross, taking that pass in the lane and getting to the rim and draw the foul.
Attacking the basket, and that's the key, man. Attack the basket and get to the free throw line and knock down free throws.
So Josie Cross will step to the line.
As we see the replay there, Josie going hard to the bucket.
And normally a good free throw shooter. She's kind of been all over the place. She was 5 of 9 in the game against Wheeling Park, and she makes the first of 2. Leilani Mans checks into the Beckley scheme of things. But Josie Cross, the one thing really, you know what you really get from her, even if sometimes and like I said, more times than not, she's a good free throw shooter.
And she's a stat filler.
Yeah.
You're talking steals,
rebounds,
blocks, and points.
And the hustle and things for the loose balls that don't show up in the stats. As here's Capital having a hard time getting the ball across midcourt. Davis into the ball game with the ball now. Puffer with it. There's Lyons. There's a 3 that is no good, and it's going to be saved. And here's Capital with it. And they turn it over. Abby Dillon with it. Dillon now. That's a tough pass in all that traffic. Yeah, just really wasn't there for Dillon. Back the other way is a short shot. That's by Frith and no good. It's out of bounds, and it will stay with the Cougars.
Yeah, that last play on that fast break, Dillon, I talked about her basketball IQ, but that was one of those passes. It's hard on any level to make a cross-court pass like that.
Yeah, you can't. It is hard to throw it against in all that traffic.
Josie with the cross with another rebound as she gets it out to Wooten.
Yep, Wooten back to Abby Dillon. Creasy open, 3 ball. Back iron no good. Leilani Mans cleans it back up. Leilani Mans cleaning up the miss and the putback.
And she put that back up with that left hand. Nice finish at the rim by Leilani. Could be a steal here.
Yeah, Creasy got her hands on it. It's out of bounds. It'll stay, I do think, with Capital, or did they turn it over? Nope.
I think it was Capital's turnover. It was last touched by Frith.
You are correct. Another thing, too, the pace of the game, just I think a little too fast for Capital at this point. Dillon now around the horn. Josie Cross will dial it up from 3. A little strong, long rebound to Creasy. Abby Dillon for 3, back iron. Good hustle there by Maya Wooten. Wooten on the baseline. Not there. And over to Creasy, and they throw it over to me, and it's a Beckley turnover.
Just a little too much zest on that, but Creasy would tell you, hit her in her hands. You had a chance to have 3 chances at a shot, and that's one thing they've killed Capital on earlier, offensive rebounds.
Down in Charleston, the Beckley boys team lead Capital 55-37 at the end of 3. So Beckley, after losing a tough one Saturday night to Huntington, trying to get back in the win column and go even to 500 and go to 4-4, as we're going to have a held ball, and the arrow will turn it over to Beckley. So it will be Beckley's ball. Got a big game Friday night coming up. Beckley and Greenbrier East. We'll have it streaming live here on Video Productions. Looking forward to that.
I was
going to say, wait a minute, Eric, that's a big game on so many levels.
It is. That's a sectional
Seeding,
game.
Yes.
Seeding.
Dillon for 3, back iron. got her own rebound. Go ahead and finish your.
The thing you actually took the words right out of my mouth. It's about seeding, and you have a sectional win over Princeton. Beckley.
No, Beckley hasn't played Princeton. Yes,
yet.
Right.
So, yeah, you got to get that first win in the section.
Actually, Beckley will go to Princeton next Tuesday, the 17th. A little floater by Dillon not there. Leilani Mans can't finish, and that's the end of the first quarter. At the end of one, your score is Beckley 19, Capital 3. We'll be right back. You're watching live streaming coverage here on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Come up. And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School as the Lady Flying Eagles open up a 19-3 lead. And while we got a minute, we want to talk about the fine folks of Leisure Lanes. Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. And Leisure Lanes is more than just a bowling alley. They have delicious food, breakfast food, delicious sandwiches, dinners, salads, and a whole lot more. And I got the menu here in front of me. And just looking at the menu and talking about Leisure Lanes is not only is it right down my alley, but they have delicious food, and they're over in Johnstown Road in Beckley. And, Eric, I remember that bowling alley back in the day when it was Bolwick and then the change over to Leisure Lanes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I actually used to bowl in a league when it was Bolwick. But I'm going to tell you what was right down my alley. We had a chance to sample a lot of their food. They have really good pizza, chicken nuggets, chicken wings. They had it all, and it was great.
Mary Dixon, who I've known most of my life, does a great, outstanding job. The fine folks at Leisure Lanes. All right, folks, second quarter, Beckley up 19-3. And Capital will not – yes, they will turn it. I was going to say Capital will start the second quarter the same way they started the game, Eric, and that's with the turnover.
Yeah, and they are up to 9 turnovers.
So it'll be Beckley's ball.
In 8 minutes of play.
Beckley has scored the first 11 points of the game. And let's see. Well, yeah, this 16-point lead's the biggest lead of the ball game. Here's Dillon work it. Capital back in his zone. Creasy penetrates that zone. Maddie Belcher will dial it up. A three, a little short, grazes the rim. And it'll go over to Capital. And, like I said, Beckley and Capital played last year in the game. Eric, you and I did at Capital. And Capital beat Beckley and punched their ticket to the state tournament. But obviously a completely different Capital team. As here's Abby Dillon off the steal and a score. Abby Dillon.
That's her 7th point of the contest, and defense turning into offense for the Lady Flying Eagles.
Here's a 3-ball is short, put up by Puffer. They battle for the loose ball, and we have got a held ball, and the arrow is pointing toward Beckley. But the Lady Flying Eagles will take on Greenbrier East. We'll have that game for you here on Video Productions. The boys team of Beckley will take on Wyoming East Thursday at the Raleigh County Convention Center. And Bill O'Brien and Bob Boland will have that. So we'll have that streaming live this week as well. Josie Cross with a nice pass to Burton. Burton splits the defender. Can't get the shot to go, but she'll draw the foul. That's a nice move by Burton.
Yeah, it was. And I think the one thing that Coach Cunningham is going to have to emphasize in the zone to his young ladies as we
get set to watch the replay.
They are leaving the middle of the zone wide open, as you saw Burton.
Yeah, there's the end of the replay. As the first free throw is no good.
Yeah, I think she's maybe a little rattled here.
And, Taylor Gunther checking into the game for the first time tonight as Josie Cross will have a seat. But I thought Taylor Gunther gave him some quality minutes, both in the Huntington and in the Wheeling Park game.
Yeah, she's been steadily improving, too, as we have, did you say Abby Humphreys checked in the game as well?
I hadn't said that, but I knew she's getting ready to come in, or is in.
And it's good to see her back because, as we saw in that first contest, she
broke her nose
and had to have surgery.
And that's why she's wearing the facial guard. Is nice hustle there by Maddie Belcher. She couldn't get the rebound. And let's see what they've called.
I think they're going to call it.
I guess out on Maddie Belcher, I believe. Yep.
Yeah.
I think, or no, out on.
Well, he pointed the wrong way.
He did point toward Capital. That's why I said that.
Yeah, but the Capital player caught the ball out of bounds.
So here's the inbounds pass. Around the horn they go.
Great catch.
Yeah, ball had a little mustard on. Like I said, better take that mustard off, put a little ketchup on it. Huh? They double, triple team Gunther. She tries to throw the ball back out, and there's Frith to pick it off. Back the other way. Here's a 3-ball for Capital. Back iron, no good. That was put up by Davis. And here's another 3 by Capital. Long rebound, not there, and Gunther with the rebound. And that last 3 was by Lyons. Here's Creasy. Belcher with it now. Humphrey.
And I like what Coach, that's going to be a double dribble.
And we've got a timeout.
Yeah, it was about to be a double dribble.
It's a 30-second timeout. So while we got a minute, we'll tell you about the good folks of Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County High School sports. And for all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good people at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Indoor Air, you're a Amana dealer, the fine folks from Indoor Air. But Eric, right now, Beckley with this 18-point lead, biggest lead of the game. One thing Coach Neighbors had mentioned to me, and no disrespect to Capital, but he knew Capital, he knew what their record was, and he said he didn't want his team to act like they were playing an 0-10 team, and thus far I think that has not been the case. They have been really focused, and Beckley's girls have really played well.
And that's one thing you do, Maris, worry about as a coach, because you are dealing with teenagers, young ladies, and it's real easy to look at the number beside the name, which is 0-8, 0-10, and think you're going to have it easy. But on any given night, you have to have your game, because Capital is going to come and try to get them a victory.
Yep, somewhere along the way, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, but Capital's going to get a win or two somewhere along the line.
Hey, one thing they have, they're well coached, and coach is not going to give up on trying to get a win.
Yeah, Burton had time trying to get the ball into Gunther. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Beckley under their own basket. So it'll be Maddie Belcher to put it in play. Ball comes way out to Creasy. Burton, this is where she's at her best, slashing. She gave it up. I thought she was going to go all the way to the basket on that one.
Yeah, she could have dribbled one more time and shot a layup. That's something that'll come with time.
Creasy trying to get the ball to Gunther. Perhaps she should have shot it. She turns it over. And, that's one thing is Capital turns it over, but when Burton or Creasy, when you're able to get into the paint, and I know as guards you might think to pass first, but maybe when you get that deep, you might think about shooting first.
One thing that I think is being preached, and this is, such an unselfish team, but you're right. Sometimes the closer you get to the rim, people are trying to get into rebounding. As the Pioneer bank is still open.
The bank is open. A little splash down off the window for Burton. Coming up on 5.5 for the opening half. There's a short shot left of the lane. That was no good by Davis. And
great defense by Burton. You notice even when she jumped and contested, she stayed vertical.
They double team Maddie Belcher. Around the horn they go. Here's Burton from 15. Back iron no good. And the rebound comes to Capital.
One more bucket. Burton's almost in double figures. She's leading the way right now with 8 points.
And we've got a timeout for Capital to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're watching live streaming coverage here on Video Productions.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Out of the timeout, Beckley with their largest lead of the ball game right here. And I noticed, Eric, I had 24. I guess I missed it. It's 23-3.
Yes.
You know what? Without you all week, I kept doing that. I kept being off a point all week last week, and I guess I continued to be off a point, but you quickly put me back in check to make sure I got it correctly, because we both keep a running score. So it is 23-3.
You know, Maris, a couple of times we've done games, we've actually helped out the home score.
But I'm big enough to say when I'm wrong, and I was actually wrong here tonight. How about that?
See, this right there, that play shows maturation for Burton right there, because against Huntington she had the same situation as Josie. Sneaks in for two, Josie Cross. But what I was saying, she had that same situation, Maris, as you were calling the game, and she didn't flatten out right and turn the ball over. Not saying it cost him the game, but that possession
it was a big possession on that turnover. As you mentioned, Josie Cross with a little baseline shot as Abby Dillon gets a steal. Dillon going coast to coast. She's going in, and she gets the finish right of the lane. Abby Dillon coming up on the halfway point of quarter number 2, and it's just been a real struggle for Capital as they've only able to muster up 3 points to this point. And part of that is good Beckley defense, but they've just had a hard time just with any kind of offensive set as they turn it over there.
Yeah, and Coach Neighbors is going to dig deep in his bench, and Maya Sizer.
Is Sizer?
Yes.
She will check into the lineup. She played 13 minutes in the Wheeling Park game.
She's a freshman, correct?
I do believe.
Yeah. See, and this is the time of year where you got to put some players in and see how they react.
They go down low. Beautiful pass by Josie Cross. And what I liked about that too, Eric, the nice soft hands, able to catch it cleanly for Leilani Mans and lay it up.
And that's
cleanly.
The one thing that Leilani has, and we noticed that last year before she got hurt. She can finish around the rim, and she has a soft touch and soft hands.
So Beckley still playing man-to-man. Capital trying to work it inside. They go down on the floor for the loose ball. And the held ball, the arrow will keep it with Capital.
Yeah. You have to hand it to Capital. Capital still playing hard and, hustling, trying to muster some offense.
Yeah, Capital, no matter what their record is, no matter what the score is, they will continue to always play hard. So here are the Cougars with it. Working around the horn. This Beckley defense has been really good. As Josie Cross down on the floor with a beautiful steal. Great hustle by Josie Cross. The outlet pass, though, is not there, and it's intercepted that time by Capital. Dunlap got the steal. They get the ball inside. Here's a little turnaround up and in. Nice shot that time by Foy. So that's going back. That stopped a 15-0 Beckley run as Leilani Mans a bucket on the other end.
And Foy, for back to Capital's points, she has 4 of the 5.
So she's got it now. They double team her. Here's Puffer with it. Beckley looks like maybe a zone right now. They're really extending the zone as Josie Cross gets the steal. Oh, and accidentally she's tripped. Hopefully she's going to be okay.
Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough
It
ball.
might have skinned her knee a bit, and I felt that one. As Josie Cross hit the deck, she's getting up slow, kind of grimacing a little bit, but it was accidental. It was incidental and accidental. Accidental, right. Yes. And it's clearly a foul, but Josie Cross, I can tell you, speaking with Josie, I can feel that.
Yes, but she's tough. She'll shake it off. But before the fall, I'm not keeping those stats, but that has to be her 4th or 5th steal of the game.
And she's going to come out of the game, and it'll be Maya Wooten to trigger it in. Maddie Belcher back into the ball game. Dillon with it. Wooten down to Taylor Gunter. Backs way in, off the glass, a little strong. Nice shot, though. She had the right idea, just shot a little strong.
Good move. She's trying to work on that post game a little bit.
Yeah, they could have really quite a low post between her and Leilani Mans if they play at the same time. Here's Dillon with it, Maddie Belcher. Dillon will dial it up for 3. I thought it was there when it left her hand, just a little bit off.
Yeah, good-looking rotation, just not able to get it to fall.
But you'll have Abby Dillon shoot that shot at any time in any game.
Yeah.
We got a whistle.
A good open look.
And we might have a Beckley foul. I believe we do.
Yeah, it's going to be away from the ball. It's probably on Gunner, I think.
And you are correct, Amundo, as Creasy checks into the ball game. Boys game Thursday night, Wyoming East and Beckley from the Raleigh County Convention Center. Bill O'Brien, Bob Boland will have that on Video Productions. And Friday night, Eric and I will be right back here. It's a nice move in and out, a heartbreak, and followed her own rebound. Gunther commits another foul as Dunlap will get to the line. But, Eric, Friday night, it'll be Beckley and Greenbrier East.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. A well-coached team from Greenbrier East coming to town, and good rival as we see the replay. That was a good job by Dunlap staying with it, and Gunner got caught on the back there.
And, I don't know how the first shot really didn't stay in. It was halfway in.
For Capital, for the record to be what it is, you can see some growth. They have a couple of players that.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, that could.
The first free throw by Dunlap is no good. Just a sophomore. She'll now shoot the back end, and that looks good and is.
That'll be Dunlap's first points of the game.
So Creasy on the drive, finds Belcher in the corner. Maddie Belcher a little strong, and the long rebound will come out to Capital. Hope to have an update shortly on the boys game between Beckley and Capital. Beckley was up the last time. They were up by double digits big the last time, and I may have that update now. And I'll look and see. And Beckley wins in a big way, 85-47 at Capital. So Beckley now even at 500, 4-4 on the boys' side.
Yeah, and first time probably up in the 80s for this young Beckley team. And
it is first time over 70 for Beckley.
Yeah,
and that was always, on the boys' side, was the magic number
was
to
a
70.
Benchmark, right?
Right.
Maddie Belcher is doing a good job floor game-wise, rebounding.
There's Maya
Tasmanian Devil with the shot.
But we appreciate Eric Dillon, Abby's father. He is, I'm sure he's watching the girls' game, having his daughter Abby in this one, his son Kobe in that one. And as I mentioned, Abby's mom, Lauren, is here.
We talked about the scheduling, and I know some nights it's going to happen. There's no way around it. But I think that's good because remember how the duo, the Laws, Derek Law
and
in
fact, I saw her she was with Olivia Zukowski, and my mind just went blank.
Well, anyway, they had to
Adriana,
yes. So they were playing at the same time here at Beckley, and it was tough when they had those nights where you had to split it up.
Yeah, last 15 seconds of the half. Yeah, Eric, so many games and so many people I've talked to over the past week. As Humphrey dials it up for 3, I'm trying to remember names and games as Maddie Belcher gets the offensive rebound, and looks like the clock is going to run out, and it will. That's the end of the first half, and at the break, it's a 31-6 Beckley lead as you're watching live streaming coverage of girls basketball here on Video Productions.
Know that seasons changed, but here at Window World we work every season. We have good news. Window World can replace those old drafty windows with new energy efficient windows, and that will save you on those high energy bills. Window World also has entry doors made with unsurpassed quality, plus our easy financing with our no interest for 18 months. Visit our showroom or call us for that free estimate at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
All right, well then, we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, Dee Pennington, producing and directing, and Butch Mounts on Cameron. At the break, Beckley in front 31-6. Beckley scored the first 11 points of the ball game and haven't looked back. They led 19-3 at the quarter, and they have a 31-6 lead right now. We're going to take our first Massey Power Sports halftime break. When we come back, Eric will give you some numbers of the first half. You're watching live streaming coverage of girls high school basketball being presented by Little General Stores right here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
We'll do, and we welcome you back.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, Dee Pennington producing and directing, Butch Mounts running camera tonight. And before we get into the second half numbers, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, and that is Indoor Air, your Amana dealer. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. We also at this time want to give a nice shout out to Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Check out their futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night with the rolling fog. And I tell you, it's a lot of excitement, Eric. We had the opportunity to do that on New Year's Eve, but it's every bit as exciting, whether it's New Year's Eve or any other Friday or Saturday night. Leisure Lanes is a pretty hot spot to be.
Yeah, it's a good place to go. Take your family, very kid friendly, and we had a great time.
And, I think you touched on something, family. The great thing of the many great things about Leisure Lanes, 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, it don't matter. They'll take you at Leisure Lanes.
That's right. If you can, they even have something to assist you in bowling.
That's right.
Which a couple people in our crew, they needed it.
Yeah, especially me. Well, speaking of assists, I don't know if you have assists, but you have some of the individual and maybe a few team totals as Beckley out to a big lead here at the break, 31-6.
Yeah, and 6 points for Capital, and they've been led in scoring. Shalina Dunlap has 4 of the 6. She's a good-looking ball player. Right now, just the pressure of Beckley on the guards, or she's not been able to get off many shots, but when she's got it in the paint, she's been able to score it. So she leads the way for Capital with 4 points. And the balance is the name of the game for the Lady Flying Eagles, Mares. They're being led tonight in scoring by Abby Dillon, who has 9, but they have 8 points from both Josie Cross and Danya Burton. And Leilani Mans came in limited minutes to score 6 points. So just real good balance, and that's what you need out of your basketball team moving forward.
Yeah, and the top 3 that you'd mentioned, and Abby Dillon, Josie Cross, and Danya Burton were the 3 we had talked about on top in the pregame. They pretty much have been the top 3 scorers. Of course, Abby Dillon, the team's leading scorer, and Josie Cross, the second leading scorer. But, like I said, there were some girls, as you mentioned, and not just Leilani Mans, but there were other girls that came in off the bench that gave Beckley, even though they may not have scored, they gave Beckley quality minutes.
Yeah, and that's the key, quality minutes. You need to start building a little depth, whether you have injuries, foul trouble, something like that. Girls are getting their feet wet, getting out there, and that's why, like later on in the year, that could benefit you when you need to insert someone in the game.
Go ahead and take our last Massey Power Sports halftime break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half. You're watching live streaming coverage of girls basketball here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
And we welcome you back to the campus of Woodrow Wilson High School in Beckley with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, Dee Pennington producing and directing. Butch Mounts on camera, and Eric, we're ready to go to the second half. Beckley leading 31-6. They held Capital to 3 points in the first, 3 in the second. Beckley scored 19 in the first and scored 12 in the second.
And Beckley did a good job as well as subbing freely and really getting a lot of players some playing time in that first half.
So it'll be Beckley's ball to start the second half of the first possession. Capital out on the floor. Beckley taking a little longer, getting final instructions from head coach Brian Neighbors. The whistle's blown, the horns sound. They need to get out, don't they, Eric?
Need to get out. If it was lucky, it was their ball because the refs would have handed it to the other team.
Capital would have got an easy layup, maybe.
Easy too.
So here's Donya Burton to put the ball in play, and we are ready to go in half number 2. Capital back in that zone, and Beckley turns it over. I think Creasy thought that one of the players were going to zig when they zagged, and here's a little short shot on the baseline, no good. And Maddie Belcher had it and couldn't hang on to it. And here comes Capital. Belcher deflects it. Nice defensive play by Maddie Belcher right into the hands of Josie Cross. Cross to Creasy, lay it up and in. And
that's Creasy's first 2 of the contest. A little defense turned into the offense for the Lady Flying Eagles.
Yep, Maddie Belcher helped get that break started with the deflection. And back the other way, here comes Capital. Here's Puffer for 3. Got it. A 3 ball. Ashlyn Puffer knocks it down. Josie Cross on the baseline, tacks the basket, puts up the short shot, doesn't go. And back the other way comes Capital. Beckley playing man-to-man. Capital working the ball outside, trying to get the ball around the horn, and the young lady just took her eyes off the ball. Puffer, then it goes out of bounds, a Capital turnover.
Yeah, she did not look the ball all the way into her hands and was ready to make the next move, but the ball fell out of bounds.
So here come the Lady Flying Eagles. Capital back in that zone, which they pretty much have played all night. Nice passing down to Josie Cross for the finish. That was a nice pass. They made 3 passes to find the open player, which was Cross, left of the lane for the easy bucket.
And Cross gets into double digits in the points column tonight with 10.
Here's Capital with it. There's a drive to the bucket, and Josie Cross with the strip. Ball's loose. Dunlap picks it up into the lane. Here's another 3 put up by Puffer, her second 3 of the quarter.
Yeah, Puffer got 2 good looks and knocking them down.
Around the horn, Beckley goes Burton, finds Cross down low. Josie Cross off the window. Yeah, Josie Cross able to get herself open and able to catch the ball and score easily. That's a tough shot, off-balance shot by Capital that time by Puffer. Here's Abby Dillon with it. Cross has had the hot hand in the third quarter, puts up the short shot, no good. Burton with the offensive rebound, back to Abby Dillon. 3, a little strong, and Beckley will get another opportunity. Good hustle by Burton. Cross from 14, too strong.
4 good looks right there.
4 good looks, and you would think at any time one of those would have went down.
And the common denominator was Burton. Oh, it's going to be
Creasy,
a tough foul.
Yeah, she didn't mean to foul Lyons maybe as hard as she did. It's good sportsmanship. She goes and picks her up, but
that'll be her first.
And I don't think she was in the act of shooting. I guess they're saying she was. We can get the replay. I don't think she, as we watched the replay, it didn't look like she got the ball up to the.
No, she was just receiving the pass, and it was a bang-bang. But
they're going to put her at the line. Of course, I know the refs have done a great job. They don't have the video replay, the advantage that we have, Eric.
Jocelyn Lyons misses the first
not there.
Of 2.
So Lyons will shoot the back end of the 2-shot opportunity. Beckley, if they can hang on, which you would think they would. I mean, I know we're just in the third quarter. Beckley can get to 500. We got a timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. And Eric, as mentioned, if Beckley can win this game, which it looks like they should, I mean, we still got a lot of basketball left, but going the way the game is, Beckley can get this win. They would go even to 5-5 in girls The boys beat Capital down in Charleston tonight, and now they're at 500 at 4-4. So both teams can get to 500 here tonight.
Yeah, and with any win, I think you gain a little confidence. And one thing that Beckley can take away right now so far through 2.5 quarters is their interior passing, the way they've really shared the basketball and a little high-low attacking that zone. This is the best they've looked against the zone. And
the one thing, too, Coach Neighbors really wanted to see his team play well because Friday night when they take on Greenbrier East, they're probably going to – Greenbrier East, I'm sure, is going to pack it in on Beckley and try to force Beckley over the top as the ball is knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely going to be a strategy probably by Coach Jim Justice is to make shooters be shooters, and probably not let Abby be the one taking the shots.
And, of course, for Beckley,
of
course, as we get ready to dive into Greenbrier East after this one, we still got this quarter and another one to go as Josie Cross continues her big night with a shot right of the lane. Beckley's going to want the game fast, and that's what Beckley will need to do. Of course, it'll be contrasting styles we'll talk about as we mentioned as we get closer to the game and then, of course, on Friday. So here's Capital with it. Here's a three on the right side, no good. That three put up by Frith, and back the other way is Burton. Abby Dillon just inside the three, in and out, no good. Josie Cross with the rebound, over to Dillon. Creasy will dial it up from distance, back iron. Seems like all the Beckley's long balls have hit the back iron,
yes.
haven't they?
Yep.
Josie Cross with the pick.
Sorry, man.
That's right, we're right on cue. Burton with a finish right of the lane.
And now Burton is in double figures with 10.
So what, Beckley's got Dillon, Cross, and Burton?
No, just Cross with 14 and Burton with 10. Abby's next bucket will put her, Dillon will put her in the double figures.
As Dillon gives it up on the to Burton, Burton draws the foul, and Burton will get to the line.
I see this on the replay here. Good job, nice bounce pass, and almost a finish by Burton. And right now, she is 2 of 4 on the evening at the free throw line.
So Donya Burton will get to the line. She'll shoot a pair. And the free throw is not there. Well, for her, she's been a streaky free throw. She started out struggling from the line, and then she knocked down some free throws. And now she's missed a couple. So that's an area, and I'm sure that obviously she knows that. That's an area, and you talked about it, and you're so right, Eric, the way she plays, slashes to the basket, she's going to get fouled a lot. This is an area where she really needs to work on her free throws as she missed that one.
Yes, she missed them both.
Maya Wooten is into the game and commits the foul.
It's a foul and good sportsmanship by Maya Tasmanian Devil Wooten. And, hey, that's one thing you're going to get out of Maya. She's going to come in and give you her all and really play hard. As we have a timeout.
We got a timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your home along for the ride? Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
We welcome you back to the campus of Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Dee Pennington doing an excellent job producing and directing. Butch Mounts on camera. And it's been all Beckley. As you can see by the 41-13 lead that they have, Beckley scored the first 11 of the ball game. They've never looked back. They led 19-3 at the quarter, 31-6 at the break, and now Eric have opened up a 41-13 lead.
And right now, if you're Capital, this has been your best offensive production in this quarter, and just continue to try to break this pressure as they turn it over.
Yep, as soon as you say that, there's a steal by Beckley. Wooten attacks the basket. Over to Burton, and like I can tell, it's a little strong, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay with Beckley. You know, that's another thing, too. A couple times I thought when Wooten got into the lane, she would shoot that shot. And I think Beckley 3 or 4 times tonight have got girls that have got into the lane and probably should have just perhaps taken the shot. There's Creasy for 3, left it a little short. Cross with the offensive rebound, not there. Burton keeps it alive, and we've got a whistle and a held ball, and it'll go over to Capital.
Burton's doing a great job. Josie Cross and Danya Burton are really cleaning up everything on the glass.
Yeah, it's been a solid game for both of them. So here's Capital on the attack. Beckley extends the pressure. There's a travel. Yeah, the Beckley pressure just really forced Capital into abundance of turnovers here tonight.
Capital's they've been sped up, and their guards have not been able to really handle the full court pressure.
So here's Beckley on the attack. Capital still in the zone. Abby Dillon with it now. Around the horn they go. Maya Wooten between the circles. Josie Cross, head of the lane. Abby Dillon open for 3. In and out, heartbreak. I mean, Abby Dillon has shot 2 or 3 shots that when it left her hand, you thought it was going to be a splash down and just won't stay down. As here's Maya Wooten. Good job by Maya Wooten to tightrope the baseline, not go out of bounds. Cross into the lane, heartbreak in and out.
Maya Wooten keeping it alive again.
Those at Creasy will dial it up from distance and hit. Creasy knocks down the 3.
The only second 3 that the Lady Flying Eagles had dropped for him.
And Capital turns it over again. So
saw
Burton,
the replay there of the 3.
Burton will put it into play. But it's been a real struggle for Capital. They've yet to win a game, 0-10. Beckley trying to get to 500 with this win. Abby Dillon on the drive into the lane, and the shot's up and in. And that's what I talked about earlier, Eric. Dillon with a good job into the lane rather than try to lay it down for somebody, just take the shot.
Yeah, and that puts her in double figures as Danya Burton comes up with a steal, maybe an easy 2.
And as soon as you say that, you jinxed her, and Abby Dillon will draw the foul. So, Danya Burton, you can blame Eric for you missing that shot because he said easy 2. What I've noticed, and you know that too, Eric, until the ball goes through the basket, as we watch the replay there, no such thing as a easy 2, right?
Well, you saw her reaction on the replay there. She knew that was an easy 2.
She said, yeah, if Eric wouldn't have said that, the ball would have went in.
She went in like me and shot it like you.
No. If she'd have shot it like me, it'd have been a layup from 3. Coach would say, why didn't you go shoot a layup? Why'd you shoot a 3?
Abby cashes in on the first one.
And you know what I would say? Why get 2 of you can get 3? Abby Dillon, 1 of 2 at the line. But it's out of bounds, and it'll stay with Beckley.
Just tough luck for everything going against Capital tonight. All the bounces of the balls are going Beckley's way.
And as soon as you say that, you jinxed him again. Beckley turns it over. Here's Capital with it. There's a 3 ball from the right corner. Too strong. That shot put up by Puffer. She's made 2 threes in this quarter. Here's Maya Wooten down to Josie Cross. Cross, a nice little turnaround. Can she get the roll? No. But there's Mans to try to clean it up. It won't go. And Capital with it.
Mans in close. She usually finishes that one.
Maya Wooten with the steal. Wooten going coast to coast. Throws the ball back out to Josie Cross. A little floater not there. And there's Mans. Can't get it to go. Coming up on the last minute of quarter number 3. been all Beckley. Scored the first 11 of the game. They've never looked back. Here's a 3 ball, which is no good. That 3 put up by Davis for Capital. The put back up and in.
That's going to be Malaysia. That's her 6 point.
Foy. There's a 3, no good by Creasy. Davis with the rebound. Here's Capital in the final 30 seconds of quarter number 3. So Capital working it around, trying to get a good look at the basket. Davis with a nice pass inside. Short shot up and in by Foy.
Hey, and Foy catches it in the paint, and she gets a good look. She's able to knock it down.
Yeah, she got a nice soft touch. Last shot time for Beckley. Do they know it? I'm not sure that, yes, they do. 15-footer by Josie Cross, not there. And that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, your score is Beckley 47, Capital 17. On to the fourth as we're streaming it live here on Video Productions.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Welcome you back to Beckley with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Butch Mounts on camera and Dee Pennington producing and directing. While we got a minute before we go to the fourth quarter, I want to tell you about the fine folks at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. If bowling's not right down your alley, that's okay. You can hang out there. They got a great restaurant. They've got all kinds of delicious food, breakfast, all kinds of lunch deals, dinners, salads, and more. The fine folks at Leisure Lanes, and they have some of the best food anywhere. And if you don't go bowling, like I said, you can always go and hang out. And it's a fun place to be, Leisure Lanes in Beckley. All right, starting the fourth quarter, Beckley with the ball and up 47-17. And we got a whistle and a foul on Capital. And that's one thing, Eric, we really haven't had a lot of fouls tonight.
No, I think that's going to be just the third foul on Capital.
So it'll be Beckley to inbound the ball into their own hoop.
Foul was on Puffer.
Yep, Beckley scored the first 11. They've never looked back as Dillon has the ball knocked away. Beckley and Greenbrier East Friday night, and we'll have a packed house, and we'll have a lot of people watching on Video Productions as well. Maya Wooten knocked it into the backcourt. It's not over and back because Maya Wooten touched the ball.
Maya Wooten's just very active defensively, man.
Here's a 3 that's going to come up short, and that was taken by Puffer. And we got a Capital foul, and that foul's going to go against Dunlap.
Yeah, Dunlap, and they both, Leilani and her bump knees. Ooh.
So it'll be Beckley's ball.
I hope the young lady's okay.
So is Josie Cross ready to put the ball in play? Beckley looking at that zone. Abby Dillon thought about dialing it up from downtown. They get the ball to Cross down low. Demands nice pass and a finish and a foul. That was great ball movement. If we can get the replay of that, that was a tremendous play.
Good interior passing once again as we see it on the replay as Cross play that high-low. And one thing you got to commend the pass, but what a great catch in traffic by Mans. And get it up and finish.
Eric, that's the thing we said. It's good soft hands and soft finish, nice around the basket as she rattles home the three-point play.
And that is her 9th point of the contest, so she's knocking on double figures door.
And Capital, let's see, did they turn it over? I don't think they did. Nope, it'll go back to Capital. So, there's obviously a lot of growing pains for Coach Cunningham, a team that, he took his team, his girls in Class 4A to the state tournament a year ago and on the verge of going to 0-11 at this point. And not only 0-11, Eric, but they really have not been close in any game as there's a 3, no good. I know that's got to be frustrating for Coach Cunningham.
Yeah, but he's such a good, solid coach, veteran coach. And when you coach, you're going to have some lean years. And right now he's still coaching to the best of his ability. And I see him coaching hard, but also loving, his team because he's still trying to build something for next year.
And a little short shot, no good. You got a Beckley foul. And here's the thing, too, Eric. The thing is, and I'm sure Coach, you forget the score, you forget your record. You just want to improve with each game and each practice, and you just want to just try to get better.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this has been his best player tonight is Malaysia Foy as she rattles home her first free throw. And the next bucket, if she can get it, she can get into double figures. That will give her 10 of the 19 points.
And there it is. So back the other way is Beckley with it. 6.5 to go. And that ball hit Leilani Mann's right in the face. Wooten over to Abby Dillon. She'll dial it up from distance and hit. A splashdown by Abby Dillon.
A good skip pass right there by Wooten.
Dillon got hit in the face, shaking up a little bit. Creasy will dial it up from 3. Dillon still kind of seeing what zip code she's in, and she got hit right in the face there.
Yeah, took one to the chops. Ooh.
Here's Capital. They get the ball into the far corner. They double team the post. And the shot's not there. Shot put up by Foy. And here comes Beckley. Wooten into the lane. Creasy will back up behind the line, dial it up and hit. Splash down, kaboom for Creasy. Capital with it. And Maya Wooten gets the steal. Here's Dillon. All the way, laid up. And she couldn't get it to go. Cross trying to finish it up, and she couldn't get it to go. So there's a couple opportunities missed by Beckley, but they get another turnover. Creasy's like, nope, 1 against 2. I'll just back it out and see if I can get 3 on the board. A little strong. It's out of bounds to Capital, I do believe. Humphrey, Gunner, and Belcher back into the ball game for Beckley. So we're under 5 for the game. Beckley with a win will get them to 500 at 5-5. Capital still searching for their first victory of the year.
And right now, this is Coach Neighbors really trying to get all his young ladies in tune defensively because they're going to have to play a much better defensively Friday night in order to try to get a victory against Greenbrier East.
Capital turns it over. And here's Abby Dillon. Maddie Belcher will dial it up from 3. Needs a roll, doesn't go. And here comes Capital back the other way. Foy with it, as you said, Eric. She's really been a good player. She's been Capital's best player tonight. That shot doesn't go. Battle for the loose ball. Capital is out of bounds. It'll go over to Beckley.
A good job by Maddie Belcher right there, recognizing that the end line was going to help her out and gave up. That didn't give up on the ball, but just let the momentum take the Capital offensive player out.
Yeah, nice pass by Belcher to Gunther. 2-man game. Belcher will spot up. 3 ball. Got it! Maddie Belcher, and that's really her game. And that's a nice play. They get the ball in the post, throw the ball back out, and Maddie Belcher rings the bell from downtown.
And coming into this quarter, Beckley has made 2 threes all night, and they've knocked down 3 3-pointers in this quarter.
So we're under 4 minutes, under the halfway point of quarter number 4. Beckley getting ready to empty their bench. Going to have to, there's a foul. I'm going to have to find.
No, I think they're going to call out of bounds.
Yep.
Let's get the replay.
Here's
of this.
Maddie Belcher's 3 ball.
It was a good 2-man game, as you stated, as Gunner got it back out to the shooter, and she was able to get an open look and knock it down.
So we got to dive into Beckley's roster here. Addison Walker into the ball game.
Yeah, a freshman into the ball game for Beckley.
Yeah, she played a little bit on Saturday. 3.5 to go, and here's Walker with it. Maddie Belcher for 3. That's 2 in a row.
Shooting's contagious, Mares.
Maddie Belcher. She rained a 3 on the left corner. Now she rains a 3 on the right corner. And there's an and one.
That's going to be a foul on Beckley.
And that's a nice play by Jocelyn Lyons. As we watch the play, Lyons off the dribble.
Yeah, Beckley was
Gets
all
into
over
the rim, the hoop and the harm. And Lyons trying to polish off a 3-point play for Capital.
Where she's 1 of 2 on the evening.
And she cannot battle for the rebound. Beckley comes down out of there with it. So coming down to the final 3 minutes of this one, Beckley's going to get the win, go to 5-5. Capital will remain winless. They're going to go to 0-11. In our Pioneer Community Bank post-game show, we'll recap this one and tell you about Friday night when Beckley takes on Greenbrier East. A little short shot right of the lane, no good. And we got a tie-up, and it'll stay with Beckley.
Yeah, good job by Gunner getting in there when the ball was brought down. Taylor Gunner did a good job of getting her hands on it and creating the jump ball. As Lathenia Hazelwood will check in for the Lady Flying Eagles as Maddie Belcher gets out. Good floor game by Maddie Belcher tonight. Yeah. And it was good to see her get a couple more shots down. Like I said, shooting's contagious. Once one falls, that bucket looks a lot bigger.
Moving forward, they're going to need Maddie Belcher to be able to hit some timely threes. They're going to need that 3 to maybe break some zones or spread out defenses, and that's where Beckley misses Sarah Hopkins, but also where Maddie Belcher perhaps can fill that void.
Yeah, and I think she is the one that can step up and do it. She's getting some more games under her belt. You know, she's just now coming back as well.
Yeah, she had missed the first 7 games, and now this is her 3rd game back. Speaking of Maddie Belcher, here's Beckley the other way. Humphrey to dial up a 3 ball. It's a little short. They fight for the rebound. Walker down low. Gunther right of the lane. Up and in.
Gunther gets her first 2 of the night.
So under 2 minutes for the game. And it's been all Beckley here tonight. They've led wire to wire. We got a Beckley foul on the drive.
Take your pick. I think they might call that on Gunther. Yep. She will be whistled for her 3rd foul.
So we got a couple of free throws coming here for Capital.
As we see the replay, yeah, clearly a foul.
Free throw is good.
Pioneer Bank's open after 9 still.
And coming up in our Pioneer Community Bank post-game show, we'll recap this one as both free throws are good. And like I said, that was Davis. She knocked them both down. And back the other way. Ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Beckley. So, you know, I think at this point, too, Eric, Coach Neighbors, not knowing with Sarah Hopkins if she'll be available, she will be lost at least for the month, as there's a 3 ball put up by Walker, no good. she told me tonight before the game is the ball's muscled up and in by Gunther, but they're going to disallow the basket.
They called a jump ball before.
Yeah. But Sarah Hopkins told me that they have ordered an MRI, and she will not be available to the team until after they have that MRI to see what that reveals, and that will not be till the end of January. So Coach Neighbors knows he will not have her the rest of this month.
Yeah, and I hope, for her sake, the young lady's been injured, and we're going to call one on Humphrey as she was boxing out as the ball was in the air, Abby Humphrey. But, it's just tough, rehab and fight all the way back to get back on the floor and then maybe have that they called that on Capital.
And that's what Coach Cunningham's saying. What the heck's going on there, right?
Yeah, might have missed that one.
Yep, he's smiling a little bit, but Coach Cunningham is a really good coach, and he continues to coach. Forget the score. His kids are playing hard.
His kids respond to him, too, and that's one thing. You can't say that the girls have checked out as she double dribbled, and she knew it. That was going to be Davis. Kayla Davis double dribbled. She gave herself up. But back to what I was saying, you can see by the body language, they're still responding to his coaching, and that's all you can ask.
After tonight, Capital's going to go to 0-11, and Eric, they've been able to keep the team together. It's hard to show up sometimes to the gym, when you're over, but Capital keeps working hard, and I think you made a great point. The girls really do respond to Coach Cunningham. Here's a three ball on the left side, a little strong. Battle for the rebound down on the floor. It's knocked around. Beckley comes out of there with it here in the last minute of the ball game. So Beckley's going to win this game as they lead 64-23.
Dial up a three here.
And it's hit. Actually, it's going to be a
long two. They've really continued to move the ball well.
Beckley, that last bucket. Maya Sicer hit that bucket, a freshman. Humphrey misses the short shot. Final 20 seconds of the ball game. Coming up will be our Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. We'll have a quick recap of this one. Capital misses a three. We got a foul in the final 14.7 of the ball game.
Hey, Miss Taylor Gunther, that's going to be her fourth. And I tell you what, she's going to make you earn it on the inside.
And the thing I like it, they play to the end, 14.7. You just don't give up the bucket. You play all the way to the end. So getting to the free throw line will be Davis. And her free throw is not there. She'll get another one.
She was one of two entering that shot on the evening. Well, night now, I'm sorry.
Second free throw, not there. And we've got a foul. Nope.
Lane violation.
Lane violation.
Taylor stepped in a little too quick. That being Taylor Gunther.
Yep. So Davis will get another.
So like the old NBA days, shoot three to make
two. Yep. That's why Wilt Chamberlain, he'd brick all three of them back in the early 70s. Gunther gets the rebound, and the final 10 seconds of this one. Beckley's going to get the win. They'll be 500 as 5.5 left in the game. Capital's going to go to 0-11. Final possession of the game right here. So Beckley's going to win it. Final score, Beckley 66 and Capital 23. We'll take a fourth quarter break, come back and get you ready for the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. This is girls basketball streaming live here on Video Productions.
I'm Bo.
And I'm Chris.
And we are the guys to call for windows, siding, and doors.
You know why?
Sure I do. Because of Window World of Beckley, we install energy-efficient windows, siding, and doors to homeowners all throughout southern West Virginia.
We'll give you our promise. Superior products, professionally installed at a guaranteed low price.
We make financing easy with our no interest for 18 months.
Don't wait. There's no better time like the present.
Call us at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Welcome back to Beckley with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. The Lady Flying Eagles lead wire to wire, Eric. They score the first 11 points of the game, and they never look back. They led 19-3 at the quarter, 31-6 at the break, 47-17 at the end of 3. They win the ball game 66-23. Before you get into numbers, first of all, your overall take of this big Beckley win.
Well, my overall take is no matter the opponent, I like how Beckley came out and really learned something, I think, against the zone, because as you stated, they're going to see a lot of zone from here out, and I think they figured out something with the high-low interior passing of Josie Cross, to whether it was Leilani or Danya Burton. Leilani Mans and Burton were able to finish around the rim.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, Eric will have some totals for you as you're watching live streaming coverage of girls high school basketball as we're at the Pioneer Bank Community Postgame Show here on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
My name is Hank, and I'm coming clean. Everyone I know thinks I know something about plumbing. Oh, I look the part. I talk the talk. I have all the tools, snake, pipe wrenches, torches, but I can't fix anything. I can't even flush a toilet. What they don't know is I've been calling Motley's Plumbing and Heating. They're fully licensed and insured. I just simply call 304-253-HELP, and here they come down the road to fix the problem. It just feels so good to get rid of the guilt.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99. Or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
And we welcome you back to the campus of Woodrow Wilson High School in Beckley as we want to take this time before we get into the numbers of the game. And the numbers here in the postgame show on Pioneer Community Bank postgame show being brought to you by Indoor Air, your Amana dealer. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you want to dial up the good folks of Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Well, Eric, you have some of the numbers of this big Beckley win.
Yeah, once again, I think it's been cleared out on the screen. Final score was Beckley Lady Flying Eagles 66-23, and leading the way for Michael Cunningham's Capital Lady Cougars was Malaysia Foy with 10 and Ashlyn Puffer with 6, and she hit 2 threes in the third quarter to come out, shooting hot for Capital in the third quarter. And the 66 points, man, you can say balance was the key tonight. Abby Dillon once again leads the way with 15. Josie Cross, I just want to speak on her game a little bit tonight. She is a stat filler, Maris. I don't keep the rebounds and assists and steals, but I'm sure she had 6 or 7 of all that and a couple of blocks. So she finishes with 14. And the freshman, Danya Burton, continuing to grow in her role as she's been inserted into the starting lineup, and she has 10 on the night. And 2 more knocking on double figures doors, Leilani Mans with 9 and Latasia Creasy with 2 long balls and a deuce in the second half to get to 8 points.
Well, that'll do it. We'll take one more break, come back and wrap this up here on the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. Final score, Beckley 66, Capital 23. We'll be back after this break, streaming live here on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Rania. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken tortilla soup is when I take a bite, I just taste flavor, flavor, flavor. The veggies and beans and tortilla strips, they're combined to perfection.
Hi, my name is Janae, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken tortilla soup is it makes me feel warm inside. This is what cozy feels like. This is what bundling up in a blanket next to a fireplace with people you love feels like.
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your home along for the ride? Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to Beckley one final time here in the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. Final score, the Lady Flying Eagles defeat Capital 66-23. Beckley is now 5-5 on the year. Capital, Eric, 0-11. Your final take of this big Flying Eagle victory?
Well, for Beckley, the Lady Flying Eagles, they did what they had to do, took care of business with the big game on the horizon, with the Lady Spartans coming in. And I think starting to build a little more depth as Coach Neighbors is, and starting to trust a few more players. And here moving forward, that's going to be big.
Once again, happy birthday to my partner, Eric Thomas. And before we wrap it up, let you know we got 2 more games coming up this week on video production. Thursday night, it'll be at the Raleigh County Convention Center. It'll be Wyoming East against Beckley in a boys game. So I'll now be working with Bill O'Brien on that game on Thursday. And then on Friday, Eric will rejoin me here at the high school when Beckley and Greenbrier Eastern girls play. And Eric, before we say our goodbyes and let you go, just a quick thought on Beckley and Greenbrier East girls on Friday night.
Well, I think it's going to come down to handling the atmosphere. And what I mean by that, you can't, as a player, get caught up in reacting to how the game's being called and the fans. You have to go out there and handle business on the court. And whomever does that, being Greenbrier East handles it or Beckley, I think will come out the victor.
Well, that'll do it from here in Beckley. Final score, the Lady Flying Eagles beat Capital 66-23. For our entire crew, for Dee Pennington, produced and direct, for Mr. Butch Mounts, who did camera, and for the birthday boy, my partner, Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Beckley beats Capital